Yujiro here, and today we're going to be doing a new what if. And I won't be doing new what ifs for a while until I at least finish 5. And this one will be what if deku was the reincarnation of Yujiro Hanma. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. It's going to be in a different universe, so yeah. And we'll just start off with Yujiro Hanma dying, and yeah. Yujiro Hanma is just satisfied because he's made his son stronger than himself, or made him a worthy foe, and got defeated by him. So yeah, and Yujiro just doesn't care what happens to him now. So yeah, then we'll just skip to Shuku's, well, the My Hero Academia universe. And yeah, Yujiro Hanma's soul just goes straight into Ishuku's body as soon as he's born. And I'm just gonna say this now. Ishuku's original personality and Yujiro's personality would mix. And pretty much make a mix of what Pocky would be and what Yujiro would be. So, yeah, Yujiro would just want to be the... Yeah, Shiku will still be quirkless, but his... pretty much his talent... Well... Pretty much... Pretty much the cap... Yeah. So the cap that pretty much the highest thing he can go to is Yujiro Hanma's strength. So yeah. So yeah. His personality will be like Yujiro and Baki combined. So he'll want to become the strongest creature alive, and he'll want to be the strongest, to be strong, to protect anyone he loves. Pretty much his friends and family. So yeah. So when he's born, he looks exactly the same, but his face looks like Yujiro's. Actually, hold on. Actually, yeah, he will look exactly the same, but he will look more like Yujiro. But he'll still have the rest, pretty much every detail on that would be Yujiro's face is pretty much combined with Suku's face. So yeah, he still looks cute, but he can look very dangerous if he wants. Pretty much he can go to the moment he gets in, the moment after he gets into a situation that would change him for the better, his babyface thing will be gone, and his face will go to an adult Yujiro, not that 13 or 14 version of Yujiro Hanma that is in the first Baki show. So yeah, and throughout the 4 years, she was just, yeah, pretty much just imagine how Baki would be at the first 4 years of his life. Just pretty much that. Just being a kind person to anyone. But he does love fighting. And yeah. And Shiku knows all about quirks and the heroes and villains. So yeah. And yeah, I'm gonna And yeah, she was still gonna be quirkless, so when they got to the court doctor just said, I'm sorry, Miss Midoriya, but your son is quirkless. But Suku just, yeah, Suku didn't favor any heroes. He didn't even care about any of them. He just cares about being the strongest. So yeah. He would only see All Might as the strongest right now. So yeah. Yeah, so when Suku was born, so yeah, Suku would just have a, just, yeah, Suku wouldn't even know. Well, okay, he wouldn't even look different. He would, yeah, Suku is just has been just very calm about this. Yeah, and when Inko looks over to her son, she doesn't see his face change at all. Yeah, Suku in his mind is like, so Suku would, yeah, this version of Suku is, at this point, Suku is smarter than Bakugo, because, yeah, technically in canon, Bakugo was technically smarter in grades, but not smarter in quirks, because Suku, that was his specialty, knowing a lot of things about quirks. So he's just slightly smarter than Bakugo at this point. And yeah, he does think of Bakugo as his friend. So yeah. And yeah, the doctor said, yeah, and then once he get home, Inko just asked, why are you not worried? Suku would just be like, yeah, Suku in a pretty much in his child voice would say, so, he just says, it just doesn't, Suku would just be like, it's perfect because everyone in this society only is focused on their quirks, not their bodies. And yeah, he would be right. Everyone in this society pretty much does that. Except the ones that are using One for All. That's the only difference. Because they literally have to focus on their body to use the quirk One for All. So yeah, and Inko would have a smile on her face. And yeah. And yeah, then yeah, Bakugo finds out that Suku is quirkless, and yeah, he just starts calling him and just bullies him. And just immediately starts bullying him. And yeah, Suku, after a week, realizes just, yeah, this version of Suku will not tolerate bullying. So, like, two days later, Suku immediately stopped being his friend. And just completely ignores him. And every time Bakugo tries to say something and try to bully him, Suku would just say, "You are not worth my time." And yeah, Bakugo would get angry every time, and yeah, he would just try to explode Suku. And yeah, at this point, Suku started training his body. And then we're gonna skip to when he's 5, and at this point, he has a little bit more than the original Suku. Like canon Suku, he'll have a little bit more than that. Actually, no, he will have that. Yeah, he would have that now. He would have 10 months of training as Suku. Actually, no, he won't have that yet. But he will. And yeah, Suku would get memories of Yujiro Hanma. like all of them immediately, and yeah, and well, 1 year at a time. So it would start at Zuko's birth, at Yujiro's. Basically, Zuko would get every 4 years of Yujiro Hanma's life per year for memories. So yeah. So yeah, and at this point, Zuko has realized that he's a reincarnation of someone. He just doesn't. And he figured out that this person was called Yujiro Hanma. So yeah, and I'm just gonna say that they get to that Inko and Zuko just go camping, and actually no, not yet. We're just gonna skip. Actually, we're just skip to when Zuko is 8. Yeah, we're just gonna skip to when Zuko is 8, and he's gotten. Yeah, at this point, Zuko would have 16 years of Yujiro Hanma's life memories. Yeah, he would have up to that point for memories, and he's only 8. So yeah, and Anko and Zuko go camping when Zuko's 8 years old, and yeah, while they're camping, a bear comes at them, and Zuko has a ×2 of 10 months of training in Zuko, but he can't defeat the bear. And Inko gets scared, but Zuko just gets crazy mad and just pummels the bear to death at this point. No, Zuko just gets angry enough to kill the bear. And yeah, this is gonna be the first time his demon back appears. But it was only gonna be for a few seconds. Then, now, we skip to when Zuko is 14. And pretty much he's still been going to the school, and he became an orphan. But they can't get him to the orphanage because, yeah, Zuko won't allow them. Even when they tried, he'll just punch them every time. So they stopped. So after a year, they stopped trying. So yeah, pretty much Zuko just made a cabin in the woods. He'll only go to the orphanage they wanted to put him in once a week. Actually, every 5 days in a month. So he'll just go 5 days in 1 month. That's how long he'll be there for, just 1 month, 5 days. So yeah, and yeah, at this point he's gotten far better grades than Bakugo. But he's still in the same grade as Bakugo. So yeah, Zuko Zuko has been training so just pretty much doing the training so hard that it pretty much breaks his bones. Just pretty much makes him shatter his limits. And he shattered his limits 20 times. So, and now, at this point, just pretty much imagine Zuko's muscles being half this size. That's what Zuko is at right now. That's how strong his body is right now. So yeah. And he also been doing iron bone training throughout these years. So yeah. And yeah, when he's walking, and yeah, of course, when we go to the last day of school, and when the teacher says all the stuff, then when he says, Shuku 3, you want to go to UA 2, and yeah, Shuku just, once the moment everyone is about to laugh, Shuku just looked at him like, you got, Shuku, before anyone couldn't even laugh, Shuku was just like, yeah, do any of you have a problem with that? And yeah, they kind of think about it and like, he could get into UA, and yeah, Bonko would be the only one that's like, I have a problem with it. Shuku would just be like, alright then, and then he would just stand up, and then make a fist, and then just, and yeah, Shuku is taller than Bakugo. He's pretty much Ida's size, and he'd just be raising his fist. And yeah, and she was just raising his fist right above Bakugo, and is ready to bonk him on the head. Just pretty much knocking him out. And yeah, then the changes right to stop him. Then he just releases his fist and then just gets 2 fingers ready to flick him, and he just puts them right on his forehead. And yeah, Bakugo's like, what's that gonna do? And yeah, because yeah, Shuku hasn't even touched him once, and it's like this, but he flicks him, and he just pretty much gets launched to the wall. And yeah, Bakugo's like, oh, and yeah, then Bakugo would just fall down, and yeah, the teacher would be like, Midoriya, and yeah, Shuku would be like, what? And yeah, then the teacher would just, like, principal office now, and she would be like, fine. And then he would just walk out and go to the principal's office. And the principal, and yeah, then once he got to the principal's office, he would just knock on the door, and yeah, the principal would like, come in, and yeah, then she would just come in and just sit down. And yeah, he'd just be looking straight at the teacher and the principal. And yeah, the principal like, what happened? And yeah, Shuku would just like, I flinched Bakugo to a wall. And yeah, the principal like, and I got in trouble for it. And yeah, the principal would just be like, yeah, parents, this is gonna be and this is the only time Shuku got in any type of trouble, so the principal wouldn't be buying it that much. Like, what's your reason for it? And yeah, Shuku would just tell him every single bit. Because yeah, he hasn't told anyone about Bakugo bullying him. No one knew, except Bakugo and his lackeys. So yeah. And the principal would be like, oh, okay. And yeah. She could be like, may I leave now? And yeah, the principal would be like, of course. And yeah, then he would leave. And she would be like, yeah, and she would just be like, actually, before Shuku would leave, Shuku would just be like, if I'm, actually, yeah, he would just ask, am I allowed to leave the school grounds? And yeah, the principal would like, go right ahead. And yeah, she would be like, thank you. And yeah, he would just walk off the school grounds. And this would be at the end of the school day. And yeah, Shuku would just be walking to his cabin, which he would still have to go on that bridge. And when he went under the bridge, he just immediately heard something coming from the sewers, and he just immediately jumped forward towards the other side of the bridge. And then he turned around and saw a sludge. With a mouth in it two eyes, and he's like, and then Suga just like, I wonder. And yeah, he's at this point he has half of Yujiro Hanma's bloodlust, so he's like, I wonder, can you survive this? And then he just immediately brings out his bloodlust and directs it towards the sludge one. And yeah, the sludge one pretty much on the brink of getting knocked out. And yeah, this sludge one, yeah, the sludge one just goes, what the hell are you? And yeah, Sugu like, something you do not wish to fight. And yeah, then Sugu just punched the sludge one's eyes. And yeah, the 0.'s eyes would just explode from the impact of Sugu's fist. So, and then Ame would be there, and Sugu would just walk straight past him. And yeah, Ame would be like, kid, did you do this by yourself? And Sugu's like, yes. Now leave me be. I wish to continue getting home. And yeah, then a few hours, then hours later, Sugu hears an explosion, and she was like, I wonder what it is. And yeah, then he would just go to the area and he would see what's going on. And yeah, I'm just gonna say, the sludge man found a way to fall out of All Might's pocket. And yeah, Bakugo would still do the same thing. So, hey. Sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And then, once you find out who was in the sludge, Sugu would actually be like, the idiots. And he would just. And yeah, Sugu would just. And yeah, Sugu would just be. Just walk straight past all the people. And yeah, pretty much all the heroes are like, kid, what are you doing? And Sugu like, doing something and apparently you cannot. And yeah, then he would just rush forward. And then he would just like, and then he would just, and then he was just like, and then his shirt would, actually no, he ain't gonna use it yet. He would just like, and he would just, I'm just gonna say the sludge villain's eyes grew back. So yeah, then Sugu would just be like, no. Yeah, pretty much when the sludge villain tried to attack him, they just pretty much just touch his Sugu's skin, but not penetrate it. So the Sugu would just be rushing forward, and the Sugu would just be like, and he would just get to Bakugo's forehead, and yeah, Bakugo like pretty much thinking not again, and then he would just flip Bakugo's head and just make him fly towards Mountain Lady. And yeah, Sugu would like, Mountain Lady, catch the boy. And yeah, Mountain Lady would actually see Bakugo pretty much flying towards her. And yeah, and she would grab him, and then she was like, and then Sugu would just jump back and be in front of the card right now. Then he would just break his knuckles and then crack his neck. Like, this will be fun. It's time to have some real fun. And then he's like, And he gets into his real stance, which is a stance that he's created himself throughout the 4 years he was in the forest. Actually, now hold on, let me double check. So yeah, pretty much for the 6 years Sugu was in the forest, he's created a stance for himself. That's pretty much his way of fighting. So yeah, it's time for a real fight, and he just gets in his stance, and then he just jumps forward, and he just has his fist ready. And he just punches the ground. Just punch it. Just punch just goes straight down through the villain. And yeah, the villain just gets split in half. And then Suga's fist just punches the ground. And it literally just makes a lot of wind because of the impact of the fist. And yeah, the switch one gets fired everywhere. And yeah, everyone's surprised. And yeah, All Might's even surprised on this kid's power. And yeah, it is true. But yeah, then parents surprised. So yeah, anyway, then these three partners rush up to him and yeah, of course the heroes go out to him and just go like, kid, that was very reckless. And yeah, you shouldn't have done that. And yeah, Sugo would just be like, if the heroes weren't gonna do anything, then I may as well as acted. If heroes won't act, what society are we in? And yeah, they would just be like, why, you little? And yeah, then the news reporters would just be like, hey kid, what's your query? And yeah, Sugo would just be like, yeah, Sugo would just be like, I have none. And yeah, they would be shocked. Because yeah, a kid with that amount of strength. So yeah, and Sugo would just jump off and like, I have no time for this. And he would just jump straight into his forest. And so yeah, All Might wouldn't be able to find him at all. And even so, Sugu sees his quirk as technically as a drug. So yeah. And then we get to the entrance of the game, and yeah, Sugu has been training. And he got a little bit more muscle. So yeah, then he goes to UA and yeah, he doesn't trip. But no one else does. And I'm gonna say it's Mina. And once Mina trips, she can just sees it and just immediately grabs her wrist because yeah, he was right. She tripped right next to him, and so he just immediately got her wrist and be like, "Oh, you're right, Pinky." And yeah, like she would just check a little bit about the name, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she's like, "Good." And then he just pull up a little, and then look out for her wrist, and yeah, she would be balancing it, and she's like, "My name's Mia. How about you?" Like, it's Zuko. And yeah, she's like, "Nice to meet you." And yeah, she's like, "We better get in so we don't miss the exam." And yeah, she's like, "Oh, great." And yeah, then they would go in, and Zuko would get a he would get a 85% on it. So yeah, on the test, the writing part of the exam. And yeah, when Edith says the same thing, except that she doesn't mumble, she would just look at him like, what kind of person would ignore would rudely interrupt someone while they're about to say it? And yeah, you're like, what? And yeah, it's like, actually, yeah, I was gonna say that, and yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, honestly, yeah, she was like, no. Then she would just say, no, you are weak-minded. Now sit down so he can finish. And yeah, Prince might like, thank you. She could just say, Shuku Midoriya. And yeah. He'd be like, thank you, Midoriya. And he'd be like, you're welcome. Yeah. And Professor Mike will finish. And yeah, then when we get to the fighting part, once he sees the little city, and then he find out that there's actual robots. No, when he's heard about the robots, he just cracked a smile on his face. Just said, I get to have my fun. Because yeah, he loves fighting. And yeah, we're just gonna skip it because I'm pretty sure. No, we're not gonna skip it because yeah, once the doors start opening, he just jumps over above everybody and just gets to the other side of the gates and just runs in and starts punching all the robots. And yeah, Preston Mike just says, "What are you guys doing? Go, go, go!" There's no countdowns in a real battle. And yeah, everybody just starts running in. And yeah, by the time the 0 part comes, Shiku already has more than All Might. No, he has almost the same amount as All Might. So yeah. And Mina gets trapped under some rubble, and she can't use the quirk on them because it could hurt her as well. So yeah, and she could see it, and she was like, and she was just like, no, and he just jump straight over to Mina, and yeah, who just land right in front of her, and yeah, just land and make a boom, just pretty much make a sound, a very loud landing noise. And yeah, so everyone could hear it, and they're like, huh? And yeah, she was like, and yeah, then she would just pretty much just move all the rocks with just pretty much move every single rock with a finger. And he just pick her up, and put her on his back. And yet, no, actually, no, before he would even do that, she was like, are you alright? And yeah, she was like, I think I sprained my ankle. And yeah, like, alright. And then he would just immediately put her on his back. And yeah, she would just say, hold on. And then she would hold on to him, and she was like, good. And then he'd see the 0 part, and she would like, could you please hold on tighter? And yeah, she's like, why? And she would just point straight up at the 0 part, and yeah, she's like, oh, wait, and yeah, she was like, yeah, and then she's like, okay, and she would just hold it even tighter, like as tight as possible, and she was like, good, and then he would just jump up, and yeah, she's still holding on, and then she would just pull his fist back and be like, how many punches? Like, 5 probably, and he just, it looks like he punches once, but he actually punched 5 times. So yeah, the head just flies off. So yeah. And then she just land while just ripping Perch. When he starts to go down, he just grabs onto the very punch to the part where he punch the bottom of the punch is part of the robot that holds the head on it, which would have held the head on it, and just pretty much grabs that, and just, while he's falling down, he probably actually just tears that part of the that piece of the robot off with him. So he's parents only. He said, and yeah, Mina's like scratching her head, like, wow, he's pretty strong. And yeah, once he gets it around, the robot just fall back, just falls down. Yeah, then Stevie's like, oh, sorry about that. I was about to say it. Anyway, yeah, she would just see a old lady walking towards everybody. Then he would just walk over and just grab Mina from behind him and just from his back. And yeah, she would let go immediately, and she would just push her down. And yeah, then she would ask, "Is anyone hurt here?" And yeah, Sue would just be like, "She is." And yeah, he would point at Mina, and yeah, she would be like, and yeah, she would be like, "Where?" And yeah, she would be like, if I remember correctly, she said that she sprained her ankle a little, and yeah, she would just heal it up. And yeah, she would ask, "Are you hurt?" And yeah, she would be like, no, not one bit." And yeah, it was hell. There was only bruises on his body. And yeah, she was like, that was fun, I guess. And yeah, everyone was like, fun. And yeah, like, you saw this as fun? And yeah, maybe I would actually say it out loud. You saw that as fun? And she was like, yeah. After all, I like fighting. And yeah, they're like, oh, okay. And yeah, then when Shu got to the entrance of once the Shu was about to leave the UA grounds, pretty much, yeah, one of the teachers comes up to Izuku, and yeah, Shu, and this happens to be Aizawa. And yeah, and actually no, this happens to be Nezu. And yeah, Shu just like, yeah, once he saw Nezu, he was just like, huh. She would just look at him for a few seconds, like, She would actually see something and just get a kind of mad look. And yeah, it was like, is there something wrong? And yeah, so like, Suku would just, like, Suku would just immediately go like, could we talk in private, please? Was it Nezu? And yeah, wait, that is correct. And yeah, Nezu like, of course. And yeah, then they would just start, then they would get into a private area, and then she would, then she would like, so, were you experiment? And yeah, Nezu would actually get shot, and like, how? And she would like, then she would just perish, just small, there's a little bit, but pull Nezu's church and just plant at one of his scars, like that. And yeah, then he would like go, and Nezu like, yes. And she's like, I hate to see that. And yeah, Nezu's like, oh, and she's like, yes. And yeah, then Nezu's like, so, where do you live? And yeah, she was like, in a cabin. And yeah, and she's like, oh, and she's like, entirely. And if you, and since my name is Isuka Midoriya, you should figure out quickly why I live in a cabin. And yeah, you would, and I'll give you a hint. Search up Inka Midoriya. And yeah, like, oh, okay. And yeah, then you search up Inka Midoriya real quick, and you would find that, just find dead premature being dead. And then she's like, oh, you're technically an adult. So you have no family? And she's like, possibly. And yeah, and she's like, what do you mean? She's like, my mother is the only family I actually know very well. My father, on the other hand, has been overseas for I don't know how long. And yeah, it's like, I see, and she's like, so, could I just stay here for the. So, could I just stay here for how long it'll take you guys to figure all the scores? And yeah, it's like, of course, yeah, like, thank you. And yeah, that's gonna end it off. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.